Welcome back. I wanted to cover a couple of things that I didn't cover in the first video. Welcome back to another edition of Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord, the 2023 edition. This is, as I said before, built on the original game code, which means it's not a new game based on the original idea. It is literally a restoration of the original game. As you can see, I've been playing it for a little while already, but I wanted to show you a few things that I didn't figure out back when I had first started playing the game. When you go to the training grounds to review your roster, it's hard to look at your party. And this is one thing that I remembered from playing the original game, that you could review your party while at the tavern, but in this game they've kind of thinned out the features of the tavern to only be add, subtract, and change position. There's no review your party, there's no inspect player. The only real way to inspect the players in your party is to go into the dungeon and go to camp and review your party in camp. So let's go to camp real quick, and this is how you do it. You go to select one of your players, you can inspect a character, use an item, or change position. But when you go to inspect a character, you use the Alt keys. The one on the left moves to the left and the one on the right moves to the right. And you can change characters and review your characters. And when you go to, like for example, if you want to cast spells, because remember, you cannot cast spells in town. That's one of the rules of the game. It's supposed to have been a rule of the community. That was nice. 3 points is exactly what he needed. So you can come out to the dungeon to heal, which is a nice trick to use, because if you're trying to earn up a lot of gold to buy new armor or new weapons, you can save money by not having to heal. In the tavern, you can simply rest at the tavern for free and restore your magic points for free. Another thing you can do to earn gold faster is to have a bishop, whether it's in your party or in your roster, so that you can, when you get loot from the dungeon, if you go to have it identified at Boltac, he will charge you as much to identify it as he will give you when you sell it to him. So you come out breaking even. The only way to really make money off of loot is to have a bishop to identify it, so that you can sell it to Boltac for a profit. And this, of course, is where we get the meme of the poor guy at the blacksmith shop in town trying to keep up with all the loot that comes out of the dungeons, and no one's buying his products anymore. But that's what happens. So I wanted to also show you a real quick visit to Murphy's Ghost. This is the famous boss monster in level 1 of the dungeon. I would warn you, try not to go and visit Murphy's Ghost really early in the game, like when your characters are like level 2 or 3. This is the stairs. I didn't want the stairs. I forgot. Back up. You want to wait until your character is at least level 4, because even though Murphy's Ghost doesn't hit very hard, he's got a ridiculously high, a ridiculously low armor class, so it's hard to hit. This is a secret door, and you go down the hall and it teleports you to this place. This room is where you go, no, the one on the left is where you go to get the bronze key. And the one on the far right is where you go to meet Murphy's Ghost. And here is Murphy's Ghost. And search the room. Space. Yes, always look to the bottom left to see your keystrokes. He's such a delightful chap, isn't he? He's so courteous. Okay. And even your best fighters are going to have trouble hitting him. I'm taking a bit of a chance. My samurai named Ronan is only level 2. Who's he hitting? His tokens are good. Yes, I'm taking a chance with a level 2 samurai. but I just wanted to show this to you real quick. As you can see, Vulcans are my level 6 fighter, and Stihad, my level 7 fighter, are having difficulty hitting him. And when you do hit him, you can sometimes hit him very lightly. And he heals for 1 hit point every round. Uh-oh, he did hit Ronan. This could be trouble. But yeah, once your characters get strong enough to take the fight, it's worthwhile to come down here and get him. Oh, and by the way, magic does actually hurt him. Let's see if we can figure out which one hits him the hardest. Halito. Because he's not going to be dead after 1 round. Bedios was ineffective. And Halito was apparently ineffective, even though it did hit him for damage points.
Anyway, this is Murphy's Ghost. I may have to speed this up to get this to happen faster, because it does take several rounds to kill him. Because more than half the time your hits don't actually hit him. And he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, he hits for 2 damage every time. So if your characters are strong enough, they shouldn't have any trouble beating him. It's just time consuming that you have to keep fighting and keep fighting.
So what else do I need to say about this? Not much. I'm just so excited to be playing this game because, like I said, when I first got my Apple II Plus, yes, before the Apple IIe, I had an Apple II Plus, the actual first computer that was on the market. I bought it with cash that I earned from working at McDonald's for like a little over a year. And I paid cash for it. The poor cashier freaked out. He had to go get his manager, who came out with a bank bag because he didn't know what to do with that much in cash. I didn't even get a disk drive that day. I just bought the computer and a monitor, and I literally, if I wanted to play games or do anything, I had to type in the program. And this was back in the days when you used to get software games in the code in a magazine, and you could type it in and play it. And so I would sit there on weekend afternoons just typing in the code for a game just to play it for like 10 or 15 minutes before I had to go to bed. And and then finally I bought a disk drive, and the first game that I bought was the original Wizardry, Proving Grounds for Mad Overlord. And I played it extensively for over a year. I beat it twice. I ended up buying the Knight of Diamonds game, and I had trouble transferring my characters because I only had 1 disk drive, and the second game required 2 disk drives, so I was unable to play it. I believe I bought Heart of the Maelstrom. I think that's the 3rd game in the original series, and I was able to play it because you could start from scratch on that game. But since I've been able to play Wandroid on my phone, and as soon as I get topside after finishing this fight, I will tell you, I finally beat him. And see, this is why it's worth fighting Murphy's Ghost, because he's worth a large amount of XP and a decent amount of gold. Okay, now the way to get out I don't remember how to get out. Is this the way to get out? Yeah, this one. You will have to go through a dark... where's the last Demapic that I had? Control. We were here, and we're heading for here, so we have to go for that. No, we have to go halfway across and then down, because we're in the dark tunnel. And we get into a fight halfway down the hall. Anyway, so I can show you the thing real quick. the thing I wanted to tell you when I got topside. The Unity situation has been resolved as far as we know. Here up on the top left, I'm going to put a screenshot of a Facebook post that I posted this morning talking about how it's okay to forgive Unity now. They have not really rolled back the policy, but they have kind of made it more palatable for users. And 2 of them were not slept. 3 of them were not slept. Darn it. Okay, anyway, so finding out that, yeah, they actually have tried this back in 2019, this type of policy change, and they rolled it back then too. Let me see, I gotta watch the map to see where I'm going. And we should... Now we have to go back down. We should... Yes. Okay, we're out. Another fight. This is one of the fun things about being in a dungeon. It's like you think you're done when you've beaten the boss monster, but when you're trying to escape, that's when the monsters really try to stop you, is when you're trying to leave. I need to heal that boy. So what was I saying about Unity? They tried to do this in 2019, and there was a huge backlash back then, and they walked it back, and everybody apparently forgave them. And so here it is, 2023, and they're doing it again, and we're supposed to forgive them without knowing that the people that did it were removed from office or not. I kind of find it hard to think so. Yippee! He leveled up. Let's make his strength better. Deserves to be better than that. Alt to change to another character. He leveled up, and let's give him better vitality. Yes, if you you get to decide where the points are distributed. Wow, it's got a while to go before the next level up. This is the point at which you need to start hitting into the second floor and stop mousing around the first floor, because your experience point requirements get higher and higher as you level up. But what was I saying about Unity? Oh yeah. So no, we should not forgive them, because they're just going to do this again. The people who decided to do this are still in office. So they're going to wait until this settles down and people forget for maybe 3 or 4 years, and then they're going to try it again. Now, for me, I'm going to say, just so long as the policy change is not retroactive to previous user agreements, because that's what the biggest issue with this policy change was the idea that the change would be retroactive and supersede previous user agreements that did not include this change. So for people who would want to, who have made games for them in the past and decided to stop making games for them in the future, then in order to be avoid this policy change, you would literally have to take your games off the market. And that's really unfair to ask anyone to do. So let me change. I want to show you this is the letter that they released. This is one of the guys who works at Unity. This is what he said. This is the post that Unity posted, and you can see where in the comments people were saying that no, this is not really an improvement, and we'll forget about this so that they can try again. Do not get baited. So, oh, and by the way, this here is the Digital Eclipse homepage for Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. I wanted to show you this too. This is what they were saying about the game. It doesn't look like they're planning on doing any more of the series for now, at least, unless this game turns out to be extraordinarily successful for them. Because I'm looking at saying, I would love to play the rest of the series in this new format. I'd be excited by it, especially if you could do the, not the Heart of the Maelstrom, which one? The Pollution of the Heart. But yeah, I wanted to also remind everybody to go ahead and go start playing Wandroid again. It looks like the damage on Unity's part has been undone, because as we all remember, Wandroid was built on the Unity development platform, so we were all scared about that, but it seems to be safe for now. So I'm going to go back to playing Wandroid, but I'm still having fun with this one. Gotta go down and beat Weirdna.